In Hebrews chapter 13, verse 8, it says, Jesus is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Do not be carried about with various and strange doctrines, for it is good that the heart be established by grace, not with foods which have not profited those who have been occupied with them. And this culture, especially the Jews here, were very occupied with what they ate, believed that it was about what you ate that determines one's holiness. In fact, Jesus had to tell them, it's not about what goes in, but it's about what comes out that defiles a man. And so, what I think of is when Paul writes in Romans 14, that there are these people who only eat vegetable because their faith is weak, but those who have a stronger faith eat all kinds of things. You can eat meat, and it's not saying that vegetarians are necessarily less spiritual, but what Paul is trying to say is like, hey, like, yes, you who eat meat, y'all are correct, right? Like, we, with faith, we're able to eat whatever we want. And he goes on to say, but you can be correct and not right if eating it causes someone to stumble. Our goal is not to make less vegans in the world, but to bring people to Jesus. And so if eating a steak in front of a vegan causes them to stumble or loses a soul, then we're not acting in love. So, here he is talking about those who are being carried away by strange doctrines specifically. And so it's not just limited to food. In our culture, it can be, in ways it's like, oh, we gotta be super healthy. But a lot of times it happens with music. That's what I see. People are like, oh, the church that those people are from doesn't have the best doctrine. Listening to that music is sinful and can pull you away from the Lord. And they just become super occupied with these fear-mongering is what it is. It's fear-mongering ideas. And, that's not in accordance with grace, right? That, God's ability to cover things. And it's interesting because even like things that have been literally sacrificed to idols, Paul says, don't even ask where it's from, just eat it, but if you're told that it's been sacrificed to idols, and you have to keep your conscience clean, or you have to, not cause one to stumble, then don't eat it. And so, we see people that are very wishy-washy, but mature believers are those who have Jesus as the firm foundation, right? Jesus, who is the same yesterday, today, and forever. And so, just focus on loving and Jesus' grace, ability to cover all things, and avoid those fear-mongering doctrines that people will tend to hold to.